Hey, what's up everyone? This is Gozii. I wanted to do a video today just playing an arena match and also doing a discussion at the same time. Today I wanted to talk about healers and whether or not they're back in the meta and my thoughts about different game types and where I think healers stand. So of course I'm going to be playing Chang'e in the new arena. If you haven't played this new arena map, they updated it for the Olympics. I'm just going to get my items real quick. Actually, I don't want Soulstone. So yeah, there's a new arena map. I'll show you. I'll walk around and show you. There's like a Olympic track around it now. And when you walk around it, you get an actual free sprint, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go through my thoughts on healers at the moment and whether or not I think that they're viable. So I'm playing with Chang'e. Of all of the healers, I think Chang'e might actually be one of the best, at least the most viable in Conquest. And you can see the track, see how fast it's moving. You get a sprint on this, which is pretty cool. I think Chang'e is probably the best healer, maybe Aphrodite, but I think Chang'e is actually the most viable because she has a pretty good amount of damage and her early game isn't terrible. But in general, I think healers are actually not in the meta right now. So, of course, recently they nerfed Curse to make it a little bit better for healers. Before they were absolutely garbage trash in the solo lane, and now I think they're a little bit more viable in the mid lane. Now, solo lane in Conquest is a little tricky with healers because you're dealing with these super tanky warriors. So it just doesn't really help you to play healer, in my opinion. Just gonna use this real quick. Sorry, I might get a little distracted while I talk about this, but I do want to discuss it, and I also want to invite anyone who's watching. If you have any thoughts about this, please post them in the comments. I would love to hear about it. But oops, let me get out of here. But in general, I think healers just cannot hold up in the solo lane because their early game is very, very weak. All of them, none of them have escapes. Chang'e is really the only healer with an escape. And it's not really a real escape. All it is she gets CC immunity and she kind of dashes away a little bit. All the other ones, Aphrodite, Hell, I'm probably missing one here. But all of them don't have escapes, and the way that the start is working in Conquest makes it very, very difficult for healers to survive. So back in Season 2, the start was... the jungler would go mid lane and right after they do the camps. And so the solo lane didn't really have to worry about it, so you could actually do okay as a healer. But now that junglers go straight to the solo lane after camps, it means that your survivability in the solo lane is very, very difficult early game. So if you're playing against like a Fenrir or a Thor or another like Thanatos, very strong early game jungler, you really have to be careful. You really have to be careful in the solo lane because they're going to come after you and they are going to kill you. Almost guaranteed. So unless you stay way back in the solo lane when you start and give up a little farm, then you might be okay. But usually, if you're playing against a strong early game jungler, they are going after you. So I wouldn't recommend playing a healer in the solo lane, but I would say the mid lane is fair game. Just be aware that your clear is probably going to be way worse than whoever you're facing, unless of course you're playing against another healer. So in general, I think they're way out of the meta. I don't think the nerf to Curse helped that much. I don't think it mattered. Of course, an early Curse also makes it very difficult for healers. Sorry. I do think it makes it very difficult for healers. So I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend going in the solo lane with a healer at all. But I do want to go through each healer and talk about their strengths and weaknesses and what I think they do well. Again, Chang'e I think has enough early damage, and of course she has very low cooldowns, which allows her to pop off those abilities very quickly. So I think her survivability is a lot better than, say, Hell or Aphrodite. Hell, in my opinion, is the worst healer. She struggles a lot early game, like way too much. So it makes it very, very tough to play her. So just be careful is the thing. I know a lot of people are big fans of healers. You know, it's something that I know a lot of players are into, but I don't think this is the meta for them yet. I think Season 2 had a good run for healers. You know, there's a big thing with Hell, but you know, not anymore. So again, I'm gonna go through each of them and talk about their strengths and weaknesses. So the first I want to talk about, besides Chang'e, is Aphrodite. So Aphrodite got a buff at the mid-season patch. She got a new passive, which actually allows her to be a little bit tankier. This is what I think makes her stand out as far as a mid laner goes. If you are going to take any two healers in the mid lane, it should be Chang'e or Aphrodite. Hell is too close range. She doesn't have a long range wave clear, really. She has, I think, her 2 or 3. I'm sorry, her 1 does damage, so that's a little long range, but her 3 is an AoE around her, so she struggles with that. Oh, that's not good. Oof, that was a good little CC. So, she does have Hell does have the long range, but she's too close range to really do anything. Clearing in mid is also very risky for her, and she doesn't do enough damage either. So it's tough, in my opinion, to take Hell seriously in any role in Conquest. I just think she's way out of the meta. She did get buffed. I don't remember exactly what the buffs were, but they were helpful. But in general, I would stay away from Hell. So that's really my opinion on her. Uh-oh, I'm probably dead here. Yep. But other than Hell, Aphrodite, and Chang'e, I'm trying to think of if I'm missing anybody. Of course, Guan Yu, in my opinion, is just better in the soul lane in general because A, he's a warrior, so he's a lot tankier. His heal is almost just as good. And, you know, his team fight is just as good. There's really no reason to pick a Hell or an Aphrodite or even a Chang'e in the soul lane over Guan Yu. Because Guan Yu does what a healer does, but is also tanky and can do damage. And if you build him tanky, you're going to be very safe. So that's the biggest thing for me. Of course, the meta changes a lot. I'm sure there will be some more buffs coming out that might help healers. But the way the start is... for junglers, that just makes it super difficult. So again, if you have any opinions on healers in the meta, you know, let me know. Oh, that was a good ultimate there. See if I can get this Kumba. But I also think Curse is just too strong. That's another thing. Might be in trouble here. That Sobek should probably get out of there. Not exactly sure what he did there. That was interesting. And to be honest, I don't really play healers ever. I've never really been into it. I'm a big support player, and I do see people play Aphrodite support, which I think could work, but it's not strong. It's definitely not strong in my opinion. I probably should get Curse or Sanctuary. Sanctuary is fair. I don't think it's strong because she is tankier, but she's not very good. Because you can, let's say you do a support jungle or support solo lane, then you could be safe, but it's going to be the same thing. And again, support players, guardians, are way more likely to pick up a curse than a solo laner. So that makes it even more risky. Solo laners almost every time will buy teleport, because that's just a lot more helpful for them. Um, and if you're playing Aphrodite and you're playing against a curse, then yeah, I know. If you're playing Aphrodite support and the Guardian has a curse, just watch out because early game they're probably gonna wreck you. Gonna sanctuary out of that and get out. So yeah, I'm just not too hot on healers at the moment. I do think that they will have their chance sometime soon, but I don't think it's there quite yet. A lot of people are wanting it to be there. I see a lot of Aphrodite support, which I think is stupid. And every time I play against Aphrodite, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna wreck them. Like, there's no question about it. Kind of stole that kill there, but that is okay. We can steal every now and then. And of course, on healers, I actually love to get meditation on healers, just as a side note, because even though you can heal all the time, having an extra heal is actually huge. That's why a lot of times for Guan Yu, my second relic will be meditation, because just having more heals, like kind of stacking that heal even more, is really big, in my opinion. One thing that I don't like about healers, which is a big problem, is the fact that they don't have escapes. I think that's huge. When I'm playing mid or any kind of mage, I generally gravitate towards mages that have heals. I mean escapes, not heals, sorry. I generally like to play mages with escapes, just because I like to have that comfort of knowing that I can get out in a tricky situation. This is why I think Poseidon isn't... Oops, I'm probably in trouble here. And that's why I think Chang'e is the most viable, because of her CC immunity. You can see her right there. If you're playing against a Kumba, who is, by the way, the heaviest CC character in the game, and is actually pretty underrated at the moment because of how annoying he is to deal with. I think his mez at like level 5 or rank 5 is like 3 seconds or something crazy. It's really ridiculous ability. Let me see if I can line this team up here and get a big ult off. That'd be great. But yeah, having that CC immunity on Chang'e is awesome. It's like a beads, just a constant beads. It's really, really awesome. That wasn't good. Let me see if I can catch him. No, he's too fast. There's a reason why Merc is the fastest god in the game. You can see that meditation just helps so much. It really allows you to reinitiate. Oh, I will see if I can steal that. Of course, in Arena, if you're playing Arena, stealing kills is fair game. Anyone who complains about people stealing kills in Arena is just a trolly loser, because there's no such thing. Arena is a big mess. So it's really fair game. Like, do what you want. Getting ready to use my 2 there. This Sobek is going in hard, and I think he's making a lot of mistakes. But it's alright, we're winning. But I also think Chang'e is the most fun to play. I like her short cooldowns. I think it's really... she's very fun to play. And she got some key buffs. She got like a buff. She got like 2 buffs in the last couple patches. See if that new walk can kill him. No, she can't. We're kind of destroying this team. Actually, now that I'm looking at the score, we are definitely destroying this team. Which shows you in game modes like Arena, Clash, you know, those type of game modes, you're really, like, you can play healers and just wreck. Oh, triple. Don't know why I used my Aegis there. I haven't used it at all. So I might as well just pop it every now and then. See if I can get this Artemis to heal. Yeah, there we go. But in like I said, Clash, Arena, Joust, Chang'e, Aphrodite, and Hell and Joust are very, very strong. Duel I wouldn't do because they don't have the best clear, like as I said. And use my med and get out. But just be aware if you're playing Conquest. If I'm a Conquest player, I play Arena and Clash and Assault every now and then, but I definitely prefer Conquest. In general, I just think it's a lot more interesting to play. I just like the fact that it's more complex and there's more strategy. Arena, you just go in and do whatever you want. See if I can get this Janus. Nope, he just out. I'm getting out. And you can see Chang'e has a little dash too, along with her CC immunity, which actually is also very helpful. Oh god, I might be dead here. Ult, ult, ult! Get out, get out, get out. Alright. Ooh, that was tough. I don't think I've died yet. I died once. Okay, I don't even remember that. Gotta get a little bit more power here so we can finish this off. This has been a very quick arena. So, like you can see, Chang'e does very well in arena. So does Aphrodite, in Hell. So if you're that type of player, go right ahead. I think it's fair. But in Conquest, you really should try to stick to Guan Yu for soul lane heals if you want the heals. Tyr is also good, like sustaining. He can't heal other players, but he can heal himself. I could see that yawn coming from a mile away from that Kumba. If you ever see a Kumba just like running towards you, not like attacking, and just like walking around, you know that he's gonna try to yawn you and try to yawn as many people as he can. Yeah, let me know what you guys think as the game is, starting to finish up here. About healers, what's your favorite healer that you like to play? If you do think they're in the meta, let me know why, and if you agree or disagree with what I've said during this match. This Artemis is probably dead. Could have med her. Oh god, this is bad. This is bad for me. Oh, I juked it. Ah, no. No. Almost got out of that, but not quite. Let me know what you think about the gods I mentioned. I really hope I didn't leave out a healer. I feel like I did. So if I did, I may put a link or something to another video where I talk about that. But that is my thought on healers in the meta. I do not think they are in the meta at the moment. I think you should generally stay away from them. But maybe you could do an Aphrodite mid, maybe a Chang'e mid. It's up to you. So that is it. That is my discussion. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.